Let's go!
So we're gonna check out Mortal Kombat 11 because at least they're still making stuff. That's nice, and it's looking great. That's also very good. Good on NRS to at least be there in our desperate time of need. Us thirsty ass fighting game players. What the most reliable thing we've been getting is the inclusion of rollback into classic fighting games, which has been a wonderful inclusion. But no new fighting games. Stop asking. Stop asking and shut up. You only get these old things, and you're gonna like it. And now shut up. I think we should check out the Mileena Kombat Kast now. See what the hell's going on, because apparently there's other things in here that aren't just Mileena related. And this character looks great. Like, I definitely think Mileena is one of the better visual characters in the whole game. What they've done aesthetically is a great job. And I think Rain looks really good too. It's like everyone looks good. Rambo even looks good. I'm not too sure about his gameplay. Not too sure. But we'll see. Is there any big stuff up before Mileena over here, chat? Is there any big stuff? Yeah, Melina's always felt like that's a good way to describe her, like ballerina ninja.
She flows really, really well.
And I absolutely love, then you're right, but then this is a big thing about MKX2, them just absolute animal savagery. Like, kind of a graceful, like almost childlike, like having fun kind of movements. And then she sticks out this huge, weird tongue and then bites you in the neck.
The way I've always seen Mileena is she's like the Harley Quinn of our game. And to always make sure that she's like almost a ballerina and elegant with everything she does. But she's...
Does Derek have DC characters on the mind? I wonder why. I wonder why Derek's got some DC characters on the mind.
Savage as hell. Like, she will crush your eyeballs in as she rolls off of you into some sort of just stylish pose.
Catwoman style sharp claws, and that also applies to her gameplay, where she now has
we just talked. Okay, whatever.
Really quick slashes, and stabbing moves and stuff, like her jabs.
Maybe I'm looking too much into it, right?
Cool.
Maybe it's just me.
Let's take a look at her.
He seems flustered, dude.
Sort of
He's like,
style, and
okay, we just mentioned two Injustice characters. In the past 3 seconds. Let's move on. I'm big braining this shit too much.
See here the claws. She has a couple moves to use it. This is one of her fast mid strings, and it has a couple options. The second one is a crushing blow if she ends the combo with more than 8.
No. Wait a minute. Hang on a second.
Is a crushing blow if she ends.
So she could do this string, right? Is that an overhead or a low choice?
This is one of her fast.
Right, so there was that one, but was there one that was an overhead too? What about, is that an overhead? And now you have to just choose between it being an overhead or the roll. Oh no.
The second one is a crushing blow.
Oh, God. It's not that it's an instant overhead. It's like, oh, it's an overhead, I'll just block it. But the fact that she could cancel the move halfway through into a low. So it's just MKX shit.
She does not have like a really like awesome low safe launcher, so she has to commit or just do a low damage option like a sweep. But I think that totally fits your play style. Is you have to be the type of player that's willing to just do a low into the ball roll and just
you got to commit. Yep.
Or if they're going to block it. This low
characters with high risk, high reward. They're very fun.
Kind of a higher risk thing, but good damage.
Some MK strings.
Some
MKX strings.
Which I wanted to show because I think it's one of her better like mid attacks because it's really easy to get them from.
Damn, Mileena got the booty.
The last thing I wanted to show was her throws, because she has a similar crushing blow to Rambo, where if it's been 10 seconds without jumping or getting hit, she will bite them in the neck.
I love it. High risk, high reward. Shit. Satisfying gameplay mechanics.
No blocking. Who does that?
There's just no reason.
Hopefully Kenny will be very happy. Before we get into this, I find it funny that Kenny like fell in love with Mileena in Mortal Kombat 9, right? I mean, he obviously liked the character before, but in MK9 was his like Mileena. But I feel Mileena is even more hyper aggressive in MKX. I feel like her constant commitment to doing stupid, dumb, unsafe shit is so painfully frustrating to fight against. Like, I hate fighting against Mileena so much because it's her job to throw out shit. Just throw shit out. Honestly, they keep throwing shit out. This roll comes out in -2 frames or some shit. Yeah. I feel like MKX Mileena is even more frustrating to deal with. It's just that she doesn't have as good as zoning.
So this is what I mean by she's kind of the classic Mileena. Side tosses back really fast. She throws two at once and it takes up a ton of space. I think it's a really great projectile. Ball roll is exactly
so roll is a default move. That's pretty cool.
It leads to combos, so she amplifies it. Great whiff punisher. Punishes stuff that's like push back on block, you know, all that kind of stuff. And then the teleport kick. So this has a cool new thing where she can amplify.
This looks neat.
Throw, and you can choose which direction to throw her, which is pretty cool.
Oh, you can pop their ass back into the corner? Okay. Someone's like, fuck neutral, the character. Dude, you're playing Mortal Kombat. You're playing a game where characters immediately teleport behind you. They flip screen space. They do slides from a full screen that go under projectiles and stuff. Like, you're not going to play Street Fighter neutral in Mortal Kombat. It's just not happening. That's like one of the things people celebrate about Mortal Kombat is how it's like a giant fuck neutral game in many situations. But this game, they clearly tried as hard as they possibly could. Right? They tried really hard to inject as much neutral as they possibly can. But are you going to get rid of all the Scorpion players? Clearly no.
Let's take a look real quick then at variation 1 of Mileena.
So this one I think is a mobility-based variation. The first thing is she can do her Sai in the air.
She looks all royale in this one. She looks like Scarlet.
Amplify it to recover faster and get combos. The second thing is she can do the teleport in the air. And this is awesome for like.
Oh, she dips down like one of the male ninjas.
The low side back from MKF, which was one of my favorite projectiles.
Uh-oh, she's got a low projectile.
Blow if it goes under a high and you amplify it.
Ow!
So this really makes her mobility
You just got
better,
30% damage, 25% damage for a projectile.
Jump over
nice.
A projectile and teleport. She can use the low side and go under highs. It also, you could actually use it for mix-ups too. Like you can mix up her overhead with it, her low side, mid-range, if you wanted to take a risk. So yeah, I think that's, so variation 2 I think is the opposite. I think it's a rush.
Oh, this is the Shao Kahn helmet one.
The first thing is she loses a roll, but she gains this brand new move, the Conum Dash, which I think is pretty awesome. Super quick low, so you can use that in mix-ups. She can go into projectiles. It has an amplify, and it actually has a double amplify.
Jesus.
And you can also cancel it. Like you can start to run, hold it down, and then just cancel it and not do the attack.
That's very fast. That's like Sub-Zero slide fast.
Then she also has a bunch of extra throws at the end of her strings. I think she gets 3 of them.
Damn,
you can
cool.
See her low gets a new one, and I think this one's definitely the coolest. She gets this grab at the end, and it can actually restand. And then she can get a pretty decent mix-up.
Oh, she's like plus 50 or some shit.
Lastly, she gains a command grab. This move is freaking awesome looking. How is that not the coolest thing ever? Oh, one other thing is the command grab is her armor breaker. And if you use it on armor break, you get the crushing blow. So that's also really good too.
So you don't even need to do the prerequisite if you catch on armor break.
Right. And that also would complement the fact that
I wonder if I can grab out of the air.
Rush down one, you try to break away, you don't want to deal with her stuff, and you get caught. So number 3, I was trying to think of a theme. And
damn, like literally Cyberpunk Mileena.
It's kind of a cornucopia of newer stuff. First
what the hell? Roll and fuck you.
Extra damage and actually hops in the air, so she can go over stuff. Then she gets invisibility, which is a ton of fun. I mean, you can imagine, Mileena's already all over the place.
Mileena killed Reptile and jacked his shit.
More obnoxious than that. And then lastly,
that was awesome looking. Damn.
Brand new move, which is pretty interesting. She slides her Sai across the ground, and she can hold it and decide when she's gonna lift it up, and then it'll come back down. So the opponent has to guess: are you gonna delay it? Are you gonna let it go really early?
Oh, you have to meter burn it to get it to come back down. That's weird.
So if they think you're going to delay it and they try to just attack you out of it and you didn't delay it, you can go ahead and amplify it. It's going to hit them right in the noggin.
Ow. My head.
Let's go back real quick to the invisibility, because the invisibility does have some stuff with it too, correct? Like, don't you do less damage, right?
Yes, and it drains stamina. So
damn, I was hoping that make you do more damage in invisibility. Like, reward you for doing this crazy risky thing where you're not even too sure where the hell your character is.
So we brought together today, we're going to show the first friendship we've shown. So we're going to show Mileena's friendship.
Some tea party or some shit? Oh my god! What the fuck? It is a tea party. What the fuck? Oh, I get it. It's Jade and Katana and Mileena. Oh. Oh.
I love
Damn.
it. She cares so much about those bears.
I should go buy a lottery ticket.
I think we want to start with like sort of the big thing we kind of teased last week.
I am
They're removing breakaway.
10 excited. So the big change to the variation system is we are adding custom variations.
I fucking knew
Combat
it.
League and in tournament mode. You will be able to make your own variation and use them in ranked tournament play.
It's almost like the whole game felt like it was designed for that since the very first day we saw it. I mean, granted, for anyone that doesn't know, ever since the first, I'd say, few months the game was out, I just stopped playing ranked. I just did not find the variations that they were creating for the characters enjoyable enough to the point where I just stopped playing ranked. I only played player matches that allowed for custom variations. This is a change that I already made myself. Like, I was like, well, I don't want to play this anymore. Like, the game was just, characters just couldn't do enough interesting shit. I already went to player matches and then started flipping and making new customs and everything like that too. I just lost desire to play ranked at all. This is neat, right? It's neat that other people are going to get the opportunity to actually check this shit out, but it's been there it's technically been in the game for quite some time.
There are some moves that, I'll use the example, Terminator's Terminate move.
I was about to say it, dude. Whatever Terminator's dumbass armor is, I was immediately about to say Terminator. It was the first thing that came to my mind.
Where we felt that they were probably a little too wild, even for Wild Wild West. They're kind of made for towers, more casual play. And we did not...
This is where Terminator just gets like full armor, but he can't block. But he has full armor. So you just go Unga Bunga Man. You become this unstoppable force.
They're appropriate for competitive play at this time. There are not many. The vast majority of moves will be tournament legal.
The funny thing, and just iterating on the variation system changes, as someone that whenever I jump back to MK11 beyond those first like 3 or 4 months where I was actively playing the game a lot, and checking out new characters and being like, you know what, it really feels like the new characters are way more fun if I just get to choose what I want to do. I can already tell you there's a shit ton of limitations with custom variations already, right? There's already several moves that overlap that you would love to put together and the game won't let you because they forcefully put that move on the same exact input so that you can't do it, right? The game's like, no, you already have an input on down back 2 or whatever the hell it is. You are not allowed to add this extra move. Then they already said that they're making adjustments to that shit, right? Like there's already going to be a lot of stuff that you're going to be limited by what's in here. And I can tell you from experience of already playing the game this way that these multiple slot moves and things of the like will definitely have an impact on how much creativity you're allowed to have.
In my opinion, this is the biggest potential meta shift we've introduced in Mortal Kombat 11. I have absolutely no idea what's going to go on. I have
probably in any of our games, I would say. Probably the biggest meta shift in any of our games.
That's probably actually not an outrageous. You could pitch me on that for sure. I have.
We'll talk afterwards. I got a PowerPoint for you. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, like the ending balance patches of NRS games are very interesting because whenever an NRS game is usually done, there's a pretty substantial final balance patch that sort of throws everything for the loop, right? That really changes a lot of shit about the game and then makes a hyper adjustment. Mortal Kombat X is like a huge example of that shit. And it's not just Mortal Kombat games. That is a frequent occasion that happens in fighting games where their final iteration of the game, they're sort of conservative, and then in the final iteration where they're like, well, this is going to be our last patch, let's go nuts. That happens extremely often.
I think one last thing I'd like to talk about is a change to Fatal Blows. 2 things, actually.
Whoa.
They, across the board,
It's going to be a nerf.
A lot of them, I think, have less pushback on block, especially like in the corner situations and stuff like that, to make
Big
them
nerf.
a little bit easier to punish on block.
Big nerf.
And then the second thing, which is very interesting, it's
Another
a
nerf?
new mechanic that some moves, we have expanded the window for a flawless block. You'll actually have 6 frames to flawless block a move, and that applies to every Fatal Blow.
Wait, so some things are going to be easier to just defend against? Like some attacks are going to be 6-frame windows, which is huge? I mean, that's a good thing, but that's a weird inconsistency, right? I wonder what if it's only going to apply to Fatal Blows. But that's kind of, once again, another frequent thing in Mortal Kombat or NRS games, is their core mechanics having a lot of inconsistencies with some characters and others. I feel like, I mean, I feel like a lot of the thunder of this broadcast from Mileena was sort of like sucked out by huge dramatic gameplay changes that the game is going in. That feels like that's a bigger sort of announcement than even, you know, Mileena's gameplay. To the point of which I was like, oh yeah, that's right. This was a Mileena Kombat Kast with like a Mileena breakdown and everything. I feel like, once again, Mileena's trailer seemed really cool and a lot of stuff looks really cool, but when you actually see her in gameplay, I don't know exactly yet, right? I don't know if I'm as committed. I don't know if I'm standing for Mileena as hard as everyone else after seeing her gameplay. We shall see, because a lot of the gameplay changes I feel like are even bigger than, you know, Mileena. So I'm gonna say I'm prioritizing Rain still, right? Like, of all the 3 characters that had a cool trailer, and then the gameplay looked pretty interesting and actually kind of dope, I think Rain was the one to take it from me throughout all 3 of these characters. Rainbow's definitely like crazy trailer, huge, ridiculous character, like insane guest, but nothing really blew my mind when we were watching him play other than him crawling around, right? Him being Chris Redfield. We'll see. I think Mileena still has a chance to like surprise me when she eventually comes out. But after seeing this, I think she looks good. She looks fun. Hopefully she's as, you know, hyper aggressive as she has been in the previous games. But I think that's going to happen. You know, she's going to be a high risk, high reward character. And I'm sure Kenny's going to have fun. I'm sure. But I'm also sure that he's going to go back to MK9 and MKX probably soon after.